Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique, and who am I? I am now Medora's Budget. I'd like to thank everybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. So if you are rocking with me, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell. At the end of this video, if it's content you find valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. It's myself and Sweets, married with a whole bunch of kids, figuring out our future, family, and our finances, so the decisions we're making now won't negatively impact them in the future. And yes, I did have a name change. Thought I could do it kind of incognito, but there have been a couple of people that have called me out. So yes, I did change it. I am not on a solo journey anymore. So my financial health journey just didn't sound right any longer. So there's a combination that we use of our names, and we have Medora. We've been referring to each other that way for a while. That's our team name, Team Medora, right? Whenever we get ready to do anything. So I thought it would be appropriate for me to change the name of my channel to Medora's Budget, because that's truly what it's going to end up being. It's us combining ourselves together to understand where we are financially, and then the steps we need to do to move forward. So yes, change my name, and we are good to go. But I thank you guys for tuning in. So today we are here to do a weekly budget closeout for the paycheck that I received on August the 23rd. It ran through September the 5th. Today is the 5th. Tomorrow is the 6th, and I get paid. So not only are we going to do a budget check-in, but we're going to do a budget with me as well, and try and get capture both of those together in one video. So let's go ahead and get started, because that is a lot of content we have to cover. So with the paycheck that I received on August the 23rd, we had, I'm going to come in. Okay. So we did have, excuse me. And I hope some of these covers are throwing the videos off when I get ready to load them. So I hope, I don't know if that one was or not. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it and come in a little bit more. Let me move my cup over. All right, so for our income, everything came in as expected. So I had $4,800. As far as the bills are concerned, anything you see in blue is the bomb, which means I came in under budget. Anything that's in pink is a problem. That means I came in over. And then we'll talk about the purple. So everything came in for bills as expected here. It was 49. That might be hard to read because I didn't try to erase it. So that came in at 49 instead of 50. So $1 cheaper there. That's why it's in blue. And Shapely, which is here in pink, are bras that I just purchased, and it was unplanned or unbudgeted. So that's why I have it in pink, but it did come out of my bills account. So I do need to account for that. I'm trying to get prepared for the trip that I have for work in a couple of weeks. I've been working from home for about 10 years. And so I don't have a lot of work clothes, and I just need to get myself presentable. So that's that purchase. And we'll see some other purchases as well when we get ready to go through the cash unstuffing after this weekend, because I want to stuff some things on Friday, and I'm probably going to go ahead and spend that money on Saturday. In purple, you see my property insurance at $169. That cost did go up, but I do account for that in a sinking fund. So I do need to track and make sure that I am paying for it, but it is not coming out of this budget necessarily, because it's already accounted for in my sinking funds, and I don't want to double ding myself. So that's what you see here in purple. So that's not going to be reflected in my totals that we're going to talk about. So as far as my bills are concerned, add all of that together without the property insurance, and it's $1,134. It is in pink because it is higher than expected. My savings came out as I thought it would, so that was $2,850. And then my variable expenses came out as I thought it would, and that was $560. Now, as far as my debt is concerned, I paid $155 to Citi. Nelnet did just clear for the 82. And then you see something else here in purple, and that's the auto for $255. So in my monthly budget overview, I talked about moving to the split bill method. I did get more than $2,500 as far as my bonus was concerned. I took the extra and I paid or made a partial payment for auto. So August 23rd check was set aside for mortgage. I paid my $715, and usually my September 6th check, I would pay just my car payment at $503. But what I'm trying to move to the split bill method. So I took $255 out of my bonus. And as a part of this paycheck cycle, I went ahead and made a partial auto payment to Bridgecrest. So that means I have less, that's $255 less I need to pay on September the 6th when I get paid for my auto payment. I'm going to take that $255, add another $110, and make a partial payment for my mortgage for the getting prepared for the month of October. And that's how I'm moving to the split bill method for my auto and for my mortgage. So that's why it's in purple. It is separate money. Didn't want to account for it as far as the bills are concerned. And then going forward, every time I do a paycheck budget, you should see both mortgage there and auto there using the split bill method. So for the debt, I have the $155 and the $82 together. That's $237. When you look at my final numbers, $4,800 income, $1,134 for bills, $560 for expense, $2,850 for savings, $237 for debt, which leaves me under budget by $19. That is less than the $61 I projected. So that's why it is in pink. I'm not going to do anything with that $19. I am going to leave that in the bills account as the buffer. The only other thing here I could probably cover is down here at the bottom. For the last week of this particular monthly cycle, 8:30 to 9:05, as far as my variable expenses are concerned, here are how my numbers ended up for the end of the month. Groceries, I added 110 to the 62 I already had, spent 25, so now I have 147 left in that envelope. Gas, I had 49, added 30, spent 49, so I now have $30 left in that envelope. Home didn't have anything. I added 30, didn't spend anything, so I still have that $30. Dining, I had 45, I added 30. I spent 53, so now I have $22 in that envelope. Meds, I had 18, added 20, spent 34, so I only have $4 left in that envelope. Pets didn't have anything. I added 10, and I still have that 10 because I didn't spend anything this past week. And for extra, I had 34, I added 10, and I have 46 still left. Now I take all of the ones from my variable, these other variable ones, and add it to that extra. So it's constantly getting more money in there. And that's why it's showing a positive amount and not a negative amount. All right, so then that is it for this budget. I'm gonna remove that out, probably take this out too. Let's do that right now. And I'm going to stick this back here in the back with all of my other items. And I don't know if anybody, how long do you keep your paper budgets when you have them? Do you keep them indefinitely? Do you keep them and purge them after 90 days? If anybody has anything that they can share on that, that would be great. Wow. Okay. All right. So we are good on that. Now let me come on back over here. Let's get busy talking about the budget for the next paycheck. So I get paid on tomorrow. Yay! I am back to the normal amount. So $1,500 going into the bills account and $800 going into the variable account. So that's a total of $2,300. When we look at our bills, Paramount, iCloud, and Apple Care are subscriptions. Those are handled and paid for on my credit card. And then I pull that money from the subscriptions sinking fund. So I'm not going to document the amounts here, but I do need to track them to make sure that they are coming out. Lawn Love has $75. They are going to wait, hopefully, and come either Friday or Saturday instead of coming today, on Thursday, because I still have to work on the trees. So the last note that you guys had from the monthly overview that I did, a branch fell in my yard from one of the trees. I have two large trees in my front, and one of the larger branches on the bottom fell. And so we did have somebody come out and give us a quote on Tuesday. So to have one well, I need y'all to hear me, to have the one branch that has already fallen removed is going to cost us $500. $500 for a branch. Okay. One of the things that he shared, and we did get several quotes, but this, and he was the cheapest, $500. So one of the things that he did say is now that tree is going to start to lean, and I can already see that, or I can see how that would happen. That particular tree is up against the electric wires, cable wires, and the electric pole. So it is, some of the leaves touch that wire. So my concern is if any of the other branches fall, especially some that are a little higher up, we might have a bigger problem. So he said, look, I can come in and take care of this one branch. It is extremely heavy. It's one of the base pieces to that particular tree. He said, I can remove that for $500, or we can cut both of the trees down for $1,100. They're not going to dig up the roots. They're just going to cut it off and the stump will remain, which I'm okay with because I had to get my drain field moved. So just another little backstory with that. I live in the country. Not only do I have a septic tank, but I also have a drain field. My drain field failed in 2018. They had to move it from my backyard to the front yard. And so it's kind of all around that those drainage systems, etc., are all around those two trees in my front yard. So I do not want them to dig up the trees. I just want them to cut them off at the stump, and we'll just be done with it, because I don't want them to impact anything dealing with my drain field, because that would be another problem, because that was $7,000 to get that replaced. So with the trees that he said, I'll cut both of them down and get rid of them for $1,100. So one branch, $500, or two trees for $1,100. We're going with the $1,100. They are due to come today, at some point. So I asked Lawn Love to wait and not come initially. If they say they can't wait and just come a couple of days later, then I have to fully reschedule them, and it would be another 2 weeks before they come back. So we're still waiting to hear back from them, and hopefully they say, yeah, we'll just wait a day and come, versus us having to reschedule for 2 weeks later. So I'm going to count them into the budget for right now. Verizon is $178. That's going up again. It just went up 2 months ago. But they are now going to reduce the amount of discount that I receive for having these on auto pay. I get $10 a discount for each line. That's going to cut down to $5 for each line. I have 3 lines. So right now I'm getting a $30 discount. Going forward, it's going to be $15. This first bill, though, is still $178. This one is still going to be $178. And then I should expect to see that change come the October bill. And at that time, maybe we move the lines that don't have phones that we're paying off. Maybe we move to Mint Mobile, or maybe we move to Visible or something else. AT&T is $91. Water is $25. And then here's that partial payment that I was talking about before that we're now going to make for my mortgage at $365. When you add all of those together, they equal $734. Here for Monday Mini, I'm going to do $120 as far as the savings category is concerned. That's 2 Monday Mini challenges, each at $60 for each week. Sinking funds is $85 for my subscriptions and $85 for the property insurance. So I automatically do $170 towards those 2 sinking funds. The 100 envelope challenge. So at one time I said I was going to give $101 every paycheck period. That would be the highest amount available, and the lowest amount available together should equal 101. But I did see another YouTuber, and I think it's Happy to Plan with Desiree, if I'm not mistaken, her name is. She does her 100 envelope challenge a little bit differently. So what she does is she tries to do the smaller amounts first, and then she uses those to fund the larger. So say, for example, in this case, and this is what I'm going to do. We're going to try and fill up 1 through 30 first. And then once all of those are filled up, we're going to take all of that money out of those and fill up as many of these larger amounts as we can, and then start all over again, filling up 1 through 30. So you're always saving smaller amounts, but it is still going to help you reach your larger goals. Instead of trying to save $61 and $68.75, we just save 1 through 30. Once those are filled in, we might be able to fill in the 99 and the 98, and then we start all over again and filling up 1 through 30. So I decided that I'm going to do that. And so I want to do 4 of them to start with, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to fill up 30, 29, 28, and 27. All of those together is $114. And that's how we came up with the $114 here that we're going to save. Okay. So that's how we're handling the 100 envelope challenge for this paycheck period. And then for self-care, I have a self-care challenge. I was hoping to get to $500 with this one, but I need to spend some money to buy some work clothes for the trip. So I want to get at least to the 300. When I add up what's remaining to get there, so 190 is what I already have. I want to get to 300. I already got 190. So I need to add at least $110. I'm going to do 115. That 115 is going to spread between all of my envelopes, but it would at least give me some additional funds so that I'm going to be able to shop this Saturday. So I'm going to stuff all this cash on Friday and then spend it on Saturday. So that's where that 115 comes from for self-care. And then I've removed all of the other challenges from my list, and I'm just concentrating on these 2. Once the self-care is done this Friday, the only one that I will have will be the 100 envelope challenge, and then what I do for the Monday minis, and that's it. So when you add all of these together, you come up with $519. For my expenses, I still have a good bit of money in groceries, so I'm going to back that down to $100 for each week for this particular paycheck cycle instead of the 110. I backed down the dining from $40 to $30 like we talked about before. I feel like the more I give myself money to eat out, the more I spend. So I'm backing that down. And then I'm not going to give anything to the extra category. I'm just going to take whatever the ones are in each of these envelopes when I get ready to stuff them. Any ones that are already in there, I'm going to pull those and put those in that extra instead of actually putting money towards it. So when you add these together, that's $260 each week, which means that's a total of $520 for a paycheck period. And then for debt, you've got the auto payment at $255. I decided to skip Kohl's as a payment because that's where I'm going to make up the difference as far as the amount of money that I'm contributing to these. Remember, I just got to shop and get some clothes. And so because I just recently had a balance transfer from Kohl's to my Citi card for $1,500 is how much I moved over. They considered that to be my payment for September for Kohl's. So I technically don't add anything or don't owe them anything for this month. I was going to pay them the $90, but then finding out that I'm going to be going out of town, I'm going to reallocate that money and use it elsewhere. Green Sky is $90, and then Rooms to Go is going to be $100. And so when you total all of that together, it's $445. So income total, $2,300, bills, $734, total expenses, $520, total savings, $519, total debt, $445. And then that leaves as a balance $82 under budget. So I'm happy about that. Here's my cash breakdown, and I had to work on that a little bit more just because here, as you can see with my envelopes, and I'll come in just a little bit just on this part. Can I come in a little bit? Yeah. So you'll notice here for 100 envelope challenge, 30, 29, 28, and 27. So I had to work on what those amounts would look like to make sure I can stuff those individual amounts correctly. And so that's why I have the breakdown is a little bit different for that. But overall, all of these have added up as far as the categories are concerned. So I'm going to need 49 ones, 12 fives, 8 tens, 13 20s, and 2 50s. And all of that totals up to $549. So that's how much I will be cash stuffing on the next video, $549. Now you'll notice that I have some little dots here, and that's for cash that I unstuffed for my last cash unstuffing. And I already have the 60 I need for that, the 20 I need for that, the 20 I need here. And I bet some more of these as well. I need to take a look at that. But I where I can, I'm going to keep that cash so that I don't have to take out as much money out of the bank, but I will have my still have my total of $549 that I'm going to work with. Okay, that is it. There we go. So from my channel to yours, thanks so much for your time, and you guys have a good one.